Hey everybody, Brad Stevens here, founder and CEO of Outsource Access with another episode of How Outsourcing Works, and this is going to be the franchise edition. I'm actually here in our offices in Cagayan de Oro, Philippines. We're proud that we've grown to over 500 employees in 4.5 years, servicing about 75 different industries, doing customer service, operations, marketing, bookkeeping, and everything in between. And the thing is, we understand that most people are aware now, small to medium businesses know that outsourcing exists, that offshore resources exist. The thing they're not clear on is how does it actually work? How is this going to integrate in my business? What are they going to do? What are they capable of? What about time zones? What about competency? Well, that's why we created this series. I used to speak all over the country and do 3-hour workshops explaining this, and doing these videos are actually a way more efficient way of doing that. So I got Dan here. We'll be diving in some of his experience working with a franchise client, Wow One Day Painting, and hear some of his journey, so you can actually understand and unpack what are our staff doing for our clients. And if you're in that industry, we'd love to have a chance to work with you, and I'll share some information. We can move ahead afterwards. So thanks, Dan, for being with me.
Thanks, Brad.
Appreciate it. I came in here, this is my one annual visit that I've been doing to the Philippines, so I kind of asked every last minute. I had this idea to do this series, so I appreciate you taking a moment to pop in and chat with me. So first of all, let's just briefly talk about your background and kind of what led you to Outsource Access. Then we'll talk about your work with Wow One Day and what you're doing with them as a franchise.
Okay. Well, I started my career as a call center agent. I was in the BPO industry, and
oh, really? In what city? Were you in Cagayan or were you in a different?
Both Cagayan de Oro, and I also worked in Cebu.
In Cebu.
Cebu
Okay.
City. Yeah.
I actually got to visit there on my trip. I was there for 2 days before here. Got to tour some of the BPO operations there, because there's a lot of call center stuff that happens there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. I worked as a call center in Cebu and for like 8 years. And
oh, wow.
Before I see the ads in Facebook of Outsource Access, it's been a dream of mine, working in a home-based setting.
Yeah.
And looking at the pictures of the ads, I can see that a lot of people there are happy. It's more like a very cultured company, so why not give it a try? Then here I am.
Well, that's a thank you to our fantastic people and culture department, and we have just an incredible committed crew there that loves to create culture and engagement for all of our employees. And when I was just here, we went and did some give back initiatives, planting mangroves, and bought shoes for some kids at a local elementary school. So it's awesome that's paying off, and you're able to see that. That's what brought us to us. And when you were doing it for 8 years in call center work, what specific industries were you servicing? Did you end up serving a lot of different industries, or just what kind of companies were you servicing that were your clients when you were doing the call center work?
First, it's e-commerce industry.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked there for like 3 years, and then another one is a telecommunication company.
Okay.
And I also work in the healthcare industry. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Quite a diversity there.
Yeah, it's actually one of the programs Barack Obama.
Oh really?
Yes, it's
the Obamacare. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the agent there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So good diversity there. So then you saw an ad for Outsource Access, and then you engaged with us. And so what was your experience like? So what's the client that you worked with? I know I kind of previewed it here a second ago, but what was the first client that you were working with in the franchising space? Like, what was that like when you first got connected, and some of the first things that you were doing for them?
Well, the first client I have here in Outsource Access is Wow One Day Painting.
Wow One Day Painting, yeah.
Yeah, I work with Lee Adler and Jennifer Henderson.
And they're a franchisee. They're a national, franchise. And as we know with franchises, they give you kind of a playbook of how to run the business. Customer service, operations. That's the whole thing of a franchise. They give you a turnkey set of playbooks, but then you still have to do all the work. And so we've been able to step in with franchises and actually have some of our staff be pre-trained and learn how to run some of the playbooks for the business. So it helps alleviate some of the stress for the owners, and we can actually help support them and get them to scale and revenue a lot faster. So let's share some of the things that you were specifically doing for them.
Sure. We currently the company currently have $100 pending tax, or it's a last year or a previous year pending projects for them, and it's just been sitting there, and I am tasked to contact or to do the follow-ups and engage with the customers if they can avail, since it's during the time it's pandemic.
So it's $100 off like promo that they were doing?
I know, it's $100 spending projects.
Spending projects?
Pending projects.
Okay, so ones that were pending opportunities that
Yes.
weren't getting underway.
Yeah. And also, I'm the one managing their CRM, which is a Salesforce, additionally, part of my responsibilities is engaging with our corporate and business partners or franchise partners.
Okay.
Collaborating, getting all the customers' data, engaging with them through email.
Gotcha. So a lot of what we call is kind of sales acceleration that we help with a lot of clients is helping with either working through past prospects and leads, trying to reactivate them, or with existing opportunities and kind of engaging them, pushing them through the pipeline. So it sounds like you were working in their CRM, doing a lot of follow-up with past projects that people weren't engaging and kind of getting those underway. So it sounds like you're pretty successful with it. So you're able to kind of create some opportunities from doing those prior client outreaches.
I believe so. Yeah, there have been franchise partners, do the shout out or, sending me a message, thanking me for the help because they earned a lot during this time because it's pandemic.
Yeah.
It's been a very, very challenging for all of us, and they're very thankful because during those times they can still earn, with my help.
Nah, it feels good. I know a lot of we love our staff to feel a personal impact when they're working with clients and know that they're making a difference in their life, their businesses. And when you were working with them during COVID, we're certainly past that now, but it was a critical time that we were able to support these businesses. They were struggling. And actually, I have a client. We were doing another interview similar to this. That we had a client that they had about 3,000 dormant leads in their CRM system. We had 4 of our staff that did nothing but dive into those dormant accounts and ended up generating $500,000 in revenue in about 6 to 8 months for them, doing exactly the same thing that you're talking about. So yes. I know for different franchises, we're doing a different range of things, but going after dormant accounts and engaging with them makes a big difference. And I think you may have been part of this team that we were doing with WOW one day, but one of the ideas we had with them is they were doing paintings of these houses, right? And they weren't capturing any before and after pictures. Like that's one of the biggest values you can do to get more customers is like do a before and do an after. And so we were having a VA that would have an email account set up, and they were telling the painters when they would go out in the field, hey, go take a picture before you paint, and then take a picture afterwards. And then when you're done, just email it to the VA and put the customer's name in the subject line.
That is correct.
And then they'll receive it, and then go into Canva and use a template and do before and after. Hey, wow, one day painting paints another house, before and after, and then log into the owner's LinkedIn account and then post it and then tag the customer in it. Mm-hmm. And so I think you were part of that project, or it may have been someone else that was doing for another client, but I know that was one that we're doing in that group.
It's actually one of what I'm doing. I also do engage in social media, their Instagram and Facebook, and tagging customers, something like that.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I remember the outcome. I remember was when I was talking, because I actually know that client, we were chatting, and it was a huge reactivation, is just going and celebrating the work that they're doing. And now all their clients are being tagged in it, and all their friends, maybe neighbors are seeing it. So it created a whole other way to get lead generation. So those are the kind of things, when we work with clients, it's kind of 2 buckets. What are things that you want off of your plate that isn't the best use of your time? And then what are the things that you'd like to get to that you're not doing due to time, money, or knowledge constraints? And that's a great example. It's one that they never even gotten to, maybe they never even thought of, but having you, we're able to help go and facilitate getting those before and afters done that generated a lot of business for them.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. We like to keep these just sort of short episodes, a little glimpse into the world of how outsourcing works. And this was a franchising edition to kind of hear these franchises we can dive in. So if you are a franchise in any industry and they're kind of struggling and looking for some help, we're working with master franchisors and individual franchisees to pre-train some of our staff. We actually have a whole training department here that can pre-train on the playbooks for franchises to provide a turnkey way to scale and get you to revenue faster and quicker. So thanks again, Dan, for being with me and for sharing a little bit of your story and journey. And if you'd like to learn more about what we do at Outsource Access, go to outsourceaccess.com/franchising for a specific page that we've got on things that we're doing in the franchising world. Or you just go to our homepage and you can do 3 things. You can book up for a webinar and see one of our webinars. We go through deep dive case studies. You can download one of our playbooks specifically in the franchising industry, some of the exact specific things we're doing in detail. Or if you want, you can book a call and chat with one of our team members and do a discovery session, dive a little bit more into your business and see how we can help. There's a no risk, no obligation, it's just a way for us to begin the process. So we love the opportunity to work with you. So until the next time, this is How Outsourcing Works, our series edition with Dan, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.